Hi everyone, thanks again for watching my channel. I do appreciate it. And if you're not a subscriber, all you gotta do is push that button. Doesn't cost you anything. All right, today in my continuing drill playlist, I'm going to talk to you about one of the ways we try and break down our block destruction, especially the stun tear block escape, by using what we call strike timing drill. Okay, the focus is more on the feet and the posture of the defender, okay, rather than the actual escape itself. So what I'll do is I'm going to actually start with the setup and execution first, go to the five-man sled and should explain how we execute the drill properly. Talk about, at the same time, the focus of the drill and the stun technique, okay, again, the feet and the posture. And then ultimately I'll focus down here on the big coaching points of the drill. Okay? I'm assuming that most, if not all, programs have some sort of a five-man sled. I know some programs have the old seven-man sleds, and there's all kinds of variations of sled. All you need, to be quite honest, is if a two-man sled would work as well, because I know I have five up here, but we only set up two bags, one on each side, the ends where the offensive tackles would be. Okay, so if you have a two-man sled only, that'll work for this drill too. It's not quite as good because they're close together, but you can do it. So setup and execution. We line up the linebackers on the ends of the five-man sled, right? I have the B, the backers, and the mics, just because that's how I think. All right. Again, as we did, and if you haven't seen these, you're gonna have to push the button. We set up the bags on the five-man sled with the handles facing the linebackers. Okay. Coach is here. You know, the linebackers, they get their toes at 4 yards, which is their normal alignment as inside linebackers in our 3-4. When I lift the foot on the movement key, the linebackers approach the sled as they would a blocker, okay? And then they will execute the stun. Then they switch lines. They peel off, and they switch the lines. So the mic goes over to here, the backer goes over here, okay? And that allows us to work both left and right. Everything we do, we always work left and right. Okay, you got to do that, okay? Unless you have a system where they're always on the left or the right, okay? If you have that, then you don't have to worry about it. But I believe most, if not all of us, you got to be able to do both. Okay, so that's the setup and the execution. Doesn't take much time at all. Okay, we're able to get 3 drills in a 5-minute block of time usually, and they're all tied together. It's a progression. Okay, so I'm confident that you understand what progressions are. You should always work in a progression so it helps the muscle memory aspect of it within the athlete, not just the athlete's understanding. The muscles, after a while, get to the point where they just kind of can react, and that's where muscle memory comes from. So the stun technique, okay, we break the stun tear technique down to focus on the feet and the posture of the linebacker. So the near foot up and the toe heel stagger, if they're on the left line, their right foot is up because that's the inside foot closest to the ball, and their left foot is back because that's their play side foot, right? Left is the play side. On the right, just flip it. Left foot's up, right foot's back. And the toe to heel stagger, you don't want to have too much separation. So we always talk about toe to heel. I've heard coaches say 6 inches, like, holy crap, holy, right? You know, it's for somebody who's got a size 14 foot versus somebody who's got a size 8, right? I mean, it gets all screwed up. You got a size 14, you go toe to heel, that's 14 inches right there, right? When you step to get the toes even. So we just go with toe heel, works for all different, shoe sizes. You follow what I'm trying to say? So then, as I said, left line, the right foot's up, right line, the left foot's up. Boom, done. We talk about number 2 all the time. Play out of your stance. Play out of your stance. I always talk about don't be riding the horse up and down, up and down. You can't play football that way. Okay. First of all, it slows you down. Second of all, you're out of position, and you got to get back down in order to make contact with anybody. All right. So we're telling them you're going to start and end this drill in your stance, and in those 4 yards, there really shouldn't be any change in the level of your helmet, the top of your helmet, right? So what they're going to end up doing is the focus being they want to stun the handles, double long arm, and then it's going to be bang, bang, quick recoil, because those 5-man sleds, okay, they're going to recoil really hard and really fast, and it's asking a lot on a 5-man sled for your guy to stand there and hold it, and we don't want that anyway, because everything is quick reaction. So it's bang, bang, recoil. That's what the stun the handles. And what you also want to see is that they got the good arch in the back. They're not too far forward. They're not back on their heels. That's the posture. Okay, so just like their stance, they got a nice proud chest, and right? Good flexion in the knees. Their power. I know you can't see my feet, and I apologize. Right, but all the power angles are facing in the same direction. Good posture, good arch in the back, proud chest. They should have that in their stance. They should have that as they approach. They should have that as they stun recoil. And equally as important, on that recoil, their feet are in the toe heel. Their feet are under their hips. They're not wide. You don't want to see guys widen their feet. You don't want to see guys elongate their feet in terms of the distance between the toe and the heel. So that's the focus of the strike timing. Okay, and in addition, hence the name, strike timing, down here in the coaching points, we want that lead hand. So if I'm on the left, my lead hand is the right. Okay, we want that lead hand and the foot, so the right hand, right foot, strike the pad and the ground at the same time. As you're making contact with the blocker with your hand, that foot's in the ground. I talk about don't be a pelican. 1 foot in the ground, 1 foot up in the air. You're always trying to create force through the ground. You can only do that if you've got both feet in the ground, creating that force. Okay? So it's the same hand-foot strike on half that man. Now, with the handles inside, it doesn't work out, but again, the handles are there because it acts as something you can grab. Okay? Most of us, we're fortunate to have that. We don't have the real fancy stuff. So that's what this is geared towards. And again, you should have the power angles, your hips, your knees, your ankles, your toes, all in line facing toward the sled. Okay? And that is the focus of this particular drill. And whenever you can film it, please do, so you can show you guys. Look here, when your hands on the bag, your right hand's on the bag, your right foot's off the ground, or your right foot's on the ground, you haven't made contact with the bag yet. See what I'm trying to say? So the last thing I'll mention is we had to eliminate all of our practice tape from a year ago. We start spring ball shortly, so when we're able to film this drill, I'll put it up here on my channel, and then we can see it in action. Okay? So again, this is the strike timing drill. You have any questions, please reach out to me, at my email there, coachmjsullivan@gmail.com, because I would love to talk football with you.